there, Prime?
I'm here.
Yeah, so Josh Norman didn't have much to say in hour number one. He kind of shut it down, Prime.
That's good. That's very wise.
Did you speak to him about this?
No, I haven't talked to him. You know, I've talked to Pastor R.J. Washington, who is a kind of a consultant, a good friend, a mentor to him. And they called me last night, but I was on air at the first part of the show because I really wanted to get he and Odell on air together to squash this mess and just stop it. Let's just stop the nonsense.
Well, what do you think happened yesterday,
Well,
Deion?
Rich, when I see something like that takes place, and I'm a corner man and play receiver as well, so I understand the dynamics of both. And I understand a young corner going against this young, phenomenal receiver and trying to mark your territory or who's going to be that guy. I understand all that. When I played this game, whenever I played against a young receiver, I tried my best to whoop him, Rich, physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically, every type of way so that he knew that he was going to belong to me for his entire career. So I do understand the dynamics of the matchup. Now, somewhere or another, this got taken off the field, and it was taken personal. Because I could tell when something's transpiring personal, it's beyond football. And that was personal. So I had to do my homework. I made a few calls, a few trusted sources, and came up that Josh Norman is on the field in pregame with a baseball bat. And they talk junk to Odell, saying they're going to end his career. Not only that, they got some guy from the practice squad or whatever. They described him having an all-black sweatsuit on, walking over to Odell when he's doing his whole pregame thing, walking up to him, insinuating he was going to blow his knees out and end his career right there. And not only that, there were I'm trying to frame this right so I'm not getting in trouble.
Sure.
There were sexuality slurs as well directed to Odell, as well as propaganda about the way he wears his hair. So now this young kid is furious. This is happening in his stadium. I sent you a video of Josh Norman with a baseball bat on a football field. Where does that happen at?
So, what do you?
Where does that happen at?
So, what do you? So, are you? So, there's a reason why Odell was
furious.
Okay.
Was furious. Was upset. Was inflamed. Was adamant about we're going to go at it today. One of us is going to kill each other. I don't condone the headshot, but I understand. I don't condone it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it again. I don't condone it. I don't condone peeling back with a 10-yard head start to try to knock him out. I don't condone Josh Norman swinging on him, kneeing him in the face, trying to hit him in the back of the head with a punch. I don't condone none of it.
Deion Sanders joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So at what point do you say, so what do you do with this? What do you think the league should do with this information?
They got to investigate it in its totality because they're going to find out it's true because my sources are real. And it really happened. It truly happened. They can see footage, which I sent you and others, that was sent to me of these players walking around and Josh Norman walking around with a baseball bat. So what are you just trying to insinuate if you walking around a football field with a baseball bat when you're getting ready to play against one of the best young receivers in the game?
Well, I mean, do you really think it was like Nancy Kerrigan stuff? Like they really were going to swing at him with a baseball bat? I mean,
when you tell a young kid, I'm going to end your career today. When you send a messenger over to say, I'm going to end your career today. When you tell this young man about his sexuality. When you make a mockery of the way he wears his hair and the way he lives his life. So now we got personal. So now we can't not get back to football because we got to finish the personal business. I don't condone. But I understand.
Deion Sanders joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. So I guess at one point, third quarter, though, shouldn't even all that stuff be put aside? Do you think that the Giants should have taken him aside?
They did.
Okay.
They did. They talked to him. They said, look, let's get back to football. Let's play ball. Let's win this game. That's the way you win a personal battle, by winning the game. Then whatever you want to do with the selfish aspect of it after the game, you handle it then. But let's focus on to win this game. He was told that, and he did. He did settle down.
So what do you think? So have you spoken to Odell?
Oh, yeah, I've spoken to Odell several times, and I tried to reach out to Josh. I haven't heard back from Josh yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want those two kids to get together and talk this out and squash it. I remember several years ago, T.O. spit in D'Angelo Hall's face, which was one of the most treacherous things you could do to another person, not alone on a football field.
Sure, we were there.
Yep, still we got together. They squashed it. They conducted themselves like men, and they understood it was bigger than that because you got a lot of kids looking up to both of these guys.
Well, so how would you have welcomed that? Let's just say after you and Andre Rison went at it, let's say Darryl Green had pulled you aside, say you guys got to figure this out. Would you have welcomed that back then?
Yeah, because you're talking about an OG coming to the young fella saying, look, man, this is stupid. You don't see it right now, but where I'm standing, I've been through it. I've done it. It's not going to turn out well for either one of you. So let's squash it, and let's keep the game a game. The thing about a lot of guys in the NFL, man, you got a lot of players who want to be thugs, and you got a lot of thugs who want to be players. You got to make up your mind and just be who you are. You're not a thug. You're a football player. Be that. But you walk around the field with a baseball bat. You ain't no gangster. You're a football player. Be that.
Deion Sanders.
But you peeling back, taking cheap shots like that. You're not that. You're one of the best receivers in the game. Be that. Everybody wants to be what they are.
So do you think he should get suspended? Do you think that will be helpful? What do you stand on that subject? That about 82% of those who are voting on the poll question on my show today, and this is not just this show, Prime. I mean, everybody thinks he should get suspended based on what we saw yesterday.
But if you show them another kid that's getting ready to play against you, walking around your field with a baseball bat, and you were told that I'm going to end your career today, then another guy walking up to you from that organization saying the same thing, then you were told slurs about your sexuality. Now you got another problem. Now fans will start saying, oh, okay, I still don't condone the headshot, but I see what motivated that. There's a lot of stuff that we don't understand in life, but we got to we see the root of the problem, but we got to get down to the root of it to understand why it happened so it don't happen again. It's just like saying, if you tell Steve Smith something like that, what you think going to jump off? If you tell Antonio Brown to treat him like that, what you think is going to jump off? These are small receivers with a big man attitude, and they're not having it. Most small guys who play this position have that mentality, that toughness, that inner ability to just go from 0 to 100. That's what makes them who they are. And see, the problem I have with fans is we cry every week about this game has gotten so soft. This game is not like when Dick Buckins, when Ronnie Lott, when Jack Tatum played. Then we give you some MMA, and you mad at that. Make up your mind what you want. Make up your mind what you want. I don't condone it. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right for Odell to peel back and try to give him a headshot. I don't think it's right for Josh Norman to pick this man up and slam him like we in the Wrestling Federation. I don't think none of it is right.
Prime?
I do not think so whatsoever. It's not right. But if you go to penalize them both. One could be a little steeper than the other one, but both of them got to get penalized.
Well, it seems like Odell's going to get a game, Prime. I'd be surprised if that doesn't happen.
Well, if it is true, and it is, this guy was walking around with a bat, you see the footage, and if it's true that Odell was threatened on that field, saying they was going to do that, okay, somebody should get something as well, if that's true. And I know that it is.
Prime?
You don't make up stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you calling in and giving everybody the real-time truth, as you say, all the time.
And it was the truth. Right now.
Okay. Prime, thanks for calling in. I'll see you soon.
All right,
you bet. That's Deion Sanders, Pro Football Hall of Famer.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.